behalf of the management and staff of this newly established Thumbay Hospital, Dubai. It's my privilege and honor to welcome you all to this conference. We will be having 3 talks in the first session, and then we will have a brief presentation ceremony followed by the rest of the talks and lunch. So I hope you'd enjoy our hospitality just as much as the scientific feast that is on offer. And I would request the head of insurance department at Thumbay Hospitals, Dr. Yasmin Juma, to take you through the scientific program. Dr. Yasmin, on stage, please.
Welcome to Thumbay Hospital. I would like to call Dr. Saeed Tantawi from United Insurance to the stage. Dr. Saeed brings with him a wealth of 25 years experience in medical field, having worked in clinical, surgical, pharmaceutical practice for 10 years prior to entering the insurance industry in 2002. He is a medical doctor by profession, holding a bachelor's degree in medicine and surgery. Dr. Al Saeed worked with Oman Insurance Company and Noor Takaful from
my colleagues. It's my pleasure today to just stand with you and give a brief about some technical we are using in our company United for the scheme performance review and renewing the health insurance, renewing the medical scheme of the health insurance. As all we know, especially the underwriters who are sitting here, they have difficulties while going through the scheme annually to renew it. So group health insurance scheme always, it's a challenge to the underwriters and to check the scheme performance. It's also not only during the renewal, even mid-year or quarterly. We have to check the performance of scheme to just check what is doing or to educate the client himself to do something with the performance of the scheme. At the end, we have to observe these issues, and we have also to address it to the clients eventually. Just I'm coming with small slides to know what we can do in this case. During the policy period or at the time of renewals. Example, I'm giving only one scheme of our scheme just to show what we can think about and what we have to see in this technical report to highlight with the clients at that time. My example here is a small or medium-sized group. When we go to the population versus claims, we find that male is 71% and female is 29% only. Going to the amount of the claims, for the male at 21% versus for the female, which is also still strange for the underwriter to know that females are sometimes, male are sometimes utilizing more than females. The adult and children, still in the population of any schemes also, adult and children, we have to evaluate this. In this scheme, adult was 108 and minor was 22. Claims also for the adult was 83% and minors was 17. This is one more thing, and which is, we are here attending a seminar in hospital. We have to see which healthcare provider hitting the insurance scheme more. So we are just segregate the top 10 most used providers. Since the scheme in Abu Dhabi, so you will find all the providers in Abu Dhabi highlight in this case. 2 pharmacies are there, while the top 10, including in the top 10 utilizers in this. 72 of the total claims spent happen in the top 10 providers.
Obviously, over the next couple of years, when there's better data analytics, I'm sure we will be able to have a more I'll touch briefly on macroeconomic trends. I'll touch briefly on health insurance industry trends. I'll touch largely on consumer trends and consumer expectations and outcomes. Impact of the consumer health on health insurance outcomes. Impact of consumer health employers. And impact of consumer health on the employer. And suggestions for better outcomes. And if I've not bored you to death by then, and if you're still awake, we can have some question and answer sessions. Fastest growing markets in the region. Healthcare expenditure as a percentage of the GDP still continues to hover around the 4%. More and more governments looking at reducing their public expenditure on health. So I don't think this 4% is going to go up. From a world basis, UAE is one of the countries where medical costs has increased considerably at an average of something close to 10, a very close second. But Qatar's inflation is largely because they were largely a very sleepy tail, so to speak, in terms of medical inflation. And it's worth noting that UAE stands at the top as far as medical inflation is concerned. Some of these macroeconomic factors that I spoke earlier will certainly affect or drive growth globally, and I'm sure it's going to gain momentum in this part of the world, considering the fact that there's quite a number of American hospitals in this part of the world. Improved recognitions of environmental risk factors. Low salaried employees, and so I've got a mental health program here for you that's built into that. As part of my negotiation with him, as I understand, that could be one of the first few factors that could be ticked off. Okay, take this, take this.
Ayurveda into the sector.
Speaking before, we have presence of all stakeholders in this hall at the moment. We have people from health insurance industry, honestly speaking, who do not trust providers. We have providers who do not trust healthcare providers themselves, and they do not trust health insurance. We have consumers who do not trust either of them. So this trust deficiency has created a vacuum in the industry. Though we have large elements of growth part of it, and we all have to find a solution together. It's not health insurance industry alone, it's not healthcare providers alone, it's not regulators alone. We all have to come together to find a solution. Then only we can have a satisfied residential community who are not feeling that we are providing them trust. And at the same time, we are seeing them complaining on our partners, whether it is insurance providers or healthcare providers or our regulators or even broker community. So everywhere there is a small print where people are feeling a heat, saying that they want a correct and ethical solution when they are sick, when they are coming to the provider. They want to be straightforward. They want to have a transparency. They don't want to have those small prints where...
Of the TPA or insurance company, they are really giving this premium for 300, 400 or 600 dirhams, right? So what happened means, yesterday what happened in my OP is, I got a patient for an ingrowing nail. And day before yesterday also, I got this another patient with another disease. So from the TPA, I don't want to tell the name of the TPA. So they called me back and told, doctor, your ingrowing nail quota is finished. So how it will be a transparent getting 6? I know that it will be a big loss for TPA or insurance company with a premium of 600 or 700 dirhams. Because if a COPD patient comes, if you write a liver tab or mondelicals.
reimbursement or repayment in case of loss, paid to people and companies concerned about hazards, to which they agree to donate small contributions managed on behalf of the Takaful operator. The various principles of Takaful are: policyholders cooperate among themselves for the common good. Policyholders' contributes are considered as
we are going to have a presentation ceremony, and as I said, it's with great honor I announce the arrival of the chief guest, the founder president of the Thumbay Group UAE, Mr. Thumbay Mohiddin. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for 16 years ago in the UAE, with the flagship unit being the Gulf Medical University. This is the latest venture, the Thumbay Hospitals in Dubai, which was supposedly to be operational at the end of December 2014. But as you are all aware, that we have been operating in other Emirates, but in Dubai, due to certain very high standards, to this pleasure having you with us, talking to your lecture. Proceed with the award ceremony. May I request
لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم.
With the permission of our chief guest, I'd like to introduce the awardees who are going to receive this special award of honor and recognition through the hands of Mr. Thumbay Mohiddin. The first and foremost, Mr. Wael Al Sharif, the CEO, Takaful Imarat, leading it to profitability in a relatively short time. Further, Takaful Imarat, under the leadership of Al Sharif, Chief Officer of Health and Life at AXA, in his capacity, he is responsible to develop and sustain a market-leading position in both health and life insurance markets for both personal and corporate clients, and aim to take the company to the next level. His long-term strategy has led to restructuring of the company, expansion of branches, network, and rigorous renewal management's ambitious vision. During his tenure, the turnover and profits have skyrocketed, and the company became honored by the presence of Mr. Rashid Al-Habar, an insurance specialist with over 30 years of experience in GCC and Lebanon and risk management from Delaware in USA, and he is a certified insurance professional from the CII UK and a certified risk professional from the Institute of Risk Management, United Kingdom. Mr. Rashid Al-Habar amongst us this morning. The next prominent leader who could not be with us this morning is Mr. Venkatachalam, the CEO of National Life and General Insurance Company from Oman. Currently, the National Life and General Insurance Company is the market leader, holding 65% in the life and medical insurance in Oman. And give it up once again for these leaders. Last but gentlemen,
I have a very interesting proposal for you actually. Generally insurance medicine people propose to the client, but here there's a doctor proposing to the insurers and the reinsurers on how they can relook at their strategies for better healthcare. I am going to forward a concept called P5 medicine or P5 health. So just to get back, what is insurance and what is medicine? And what is insurance medicine? Insurance medicine is a recognized specialty of medical practice in which physicians and other qualified health professionals provide expert risk assessment to insurance companies in the fields of mortality, that is life insurance, and morbidity, which is long-term care, disability and health insurance. Fosbury flop awaiting the insurance industry, which will probably take it to greater heights. So what is P5 medicine? It is personalized, it is predictive, it is preventive, it's positive health and it's participatory health.
Because it helps save lives.
I'm not very much of a commercial
Insurance companies with respect to preventive health. Whenever it comes to insurance, health insurance, we are covering mostly the curative care. Are there any plans from the insurance companies to cover the preventive health? To some extent at least, we are able to give a sub-limit, but it's not as diluted that you can cover it under the policy limit. Now, recent regulation here by DHA, they have kept it as a pot, but again, very, very little sub-limit, which is not going to treat everything.
cover.
The topic is strategic leadership in healthcare. It is a very complex topic. The problem is it contains many issues which cannot, of course, be covered in this lecture. All hospitals and in general, it is believed that success in healthcare industry is influenced by strategic leadership and change management. However, strategic leadership in multiple stakeholders will involve many people. With a culture of collaboration with other parties, understand the challenges in forming and operating partnerships and enjoy mutual respect. Partnership staff. The partners and staff are deeply committed to ongoing evaluation and continuous improvement. So we have covered